with us, and we thank God for the gift of life. Is the retired General Chiwenga faction maximizing in the absence of Emerson Mnangagwa? You would attest that Mnangagwa is currently overseas and retired General Chiwenga is the acting president. Looking at the current developments or reports that are being done by the state media these days, one could see or can see that the retired General Chiwenga faction is maximizing in the absence of Emerson Mnangagwa. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, that is the Hloniphani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, guess what, you become the very first one to watch us. The minister who was promoted through demotion, I'm talking about Sanyatwe, was once one of the commander of the very, very powerful institution in Zimbabwe, that is the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, to be in the Ministry of Sports. I have seen of late a lot of work being done at the National Sports Stadium, and we are seeing a coverage of the work that has been done. Chairs have been sorted. Now I see they are busy sorting out the pitch. I recently also saw visuals of Sanyatwe questioning the contractors about the generators which disappeared at the National Sports Stadium, indicating that he is serious about dealing with corruption and also getting the job done. I remember when the journalist requested his audience to ask him questions, of which that was not a good actually attitude. He declined from answering questions, saying not a man of words, but he is a man of action. We are seeing some action at the National Sports Stadium, and I saw Herald, was it yesterday, running a story in which the government was promising that the next international match that will be played by Zimbabwe, which is scheduled to be played at home, they expect it to be played in Zimbabwe by September. The mind-boggling question is, which government would be in charge by then? Would Emerson Mnangagwa still be president by then or not? That remains to be seen. I am noticing a lot of actually maneuver from the retired General Chiwenga faction. They don't talk a lot, they don't criticize the other faction, but they are demonstrating their capacities as well as capabilities. I mean, showing that if we come to government, this is what we are bound to do. But also, should Zimbabwe trust soldiers? One of the problems with leadership from the soldiers is that the soldier is not trained to be a political leader. That is the truth. A soldier is trained to defend the territorial integrity of any country, and that is why you see most of the where soldiers lead. For example, Traore, I see a lot of people, they are glorifying that man, but I've taken a position that I would never glorify any coup. So that is my principled position. I remember at one point there was, is it a doctor who actually criticized his government, and he had to punish that doctor by giving him the military role. You see, that's the problem with military. But in Zimbabwe, they are demonstrating that they are up for the game. They are ready to take over. Definitely, there is a government that is being created, obviously, secretly. I'll be demonstrating in my other live broadcast. I think I will talk about what is currently happening. Let me leave for the next live broadcast. But I've seen movements that are done by retired Chiwenga's faction, especially in the absence of Mnangagwa. Even look at the state meeting. There is no 2030 these days. There is no promotion of 2030. Everyone behaves in the absence of Emerson Mnangagwa because of the volatile nature of the politics in Zimbabwe. When Chiwenga is around, we are not hearing much from controversial individuals such as Daniel Gawe making their reckless statements, especially through the media. The infighting within ZANU-PF is actually, at another level, but you may not see it physically. You may not see it, but there are a lot of maneuvers and a lot of hints that shows that there is serious infighting. When Mnangagwa is outside the country, even Chiwenga, not Chiwenga, Mtswangwa behaves in terms of the statements that he issues and even in terms of the language that he issues. So these two are not united. Never be deceived. Obviously, I know that they are sending their trolls everywhere to try to project a certain narrative, but it's actually a wasteful expenditure. Just imagine being against the people of Zimbabwe, trying to project a certain narrative against the majority. So I see a lot of good work that is being done by the Chiwenga faction. Obviously, they are demonstrating that if we are in charge, this is what you are going to experience. A lot of movement, particularly at the National Sports Stadium. A lot of a serious movement there and a lot of developments that are being carried out at that particular stadium. I'm just being disturbed by another troll for Mnangagwa. We will see a lot of them, especially on this channel. It shows that we are in the, we are doing the right work. Chiwenga is really preparing, and I see him going to those people who have been neglected by Emerson Mnangagwa. For example, he was at the funeral of the brother of the late Chief Justice in Zimbabwe. We have seen him going to people who have been rendered as outcasts by the regime of Emerson Mnangagwa, to indicate to them that he has their back, and that on its own is trying to actually manage his PR and show that he is better than Emerson Mnangagwa. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, guess what? You become the very first one to watch us. I'm not talking about you one-on-one. I don't know. I'm talking about the trolls for Emerson Mnangagwa. Thank you very much.